Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Community Cup number 17, aka the first race of Season 2. Now, with Season 2 underway, we do have many different changes. A couple to name the few off the top of my head. The bans will now be lasting the entire month. Another one is we have a new thing called EPCs. Now I'm getting messed up. Extra point characters. So if you take a look, we've actually have one in this race right now. Horion is running a Megiddo Ryan. And if you know anything, then with Megiddo Ryan, she is not naturally a sprint runner. And so it's up to you to turn around and make an extra point character to run in these races. However, if he does get 5th place with Megiddo Ryan, he will then get 6 points overall. So all he's got to do is get 5th place, and he technically has won the most points for this race today. On top of that, we also have custom Discord roles for those who do win the most points at the end of the month. So we've got a lot of things in tune for Season 2. But with all that under wraps, let's go ahead and start with our first race of the night with Group A. And if you'll take a notice as we progress, I think you'll see a difference in the format as well. However, one thing is for certain, it may be a new season, it may be a different Community Cup, but Lord already knows we got a lot of bad moods. Also, if you were here for the debut derby, King Halo being, or excuse me, Air Groove being a monster on the sprint was very scary. So it's very interesting that we don't have any here today. But coming in at the number 3 favorite, we've got Soul's Curran Chan. Coming in at the number 2 favorite, oh, I can't even get that. Way over yonder. It's Miyuki's Marozensky. And then just a little bit further over that way, we've got Galga's King Halo coming in as the number 1 favorite. Now today, we will be here at Tokyo 1400 meter sprint track. All of these tracks for the entirety of the month were all chosen based off of rolling a bunch of different dice, flipping a bunch of different coins, and just brewing up as much chaos as possible so we could turn around and have some different tracks for every run, or excuse me, every cup, and just make it as chaotic as possible because I want to see some crazy runs today. I will be here with the camera Uma. So, we're going to get this under wraps. As we start off this race, for some reason, Mile Condor Passa thought she was going to run, but we do have a couple front runners that are going to be looking to try to take the lead. We've got Sakura Bakushin O sitting in that first place, who is then followed by both of these Maruzenskis. They're going to try to catch up to the Sakura Bakushin O, but she is just going to be a little too quick for them. Here in the mid leg, we've got about 1,000 meters left to go. Sitting in 4th place is going to be that Curran-chan, followed by the Taiki Shuttle. Now, we are going to be looking at the Megiddo Ryan, who is trying to fight for that 6th place position, and that is where that sweet spot is going to be for her. However, the Maruzenskis and the Taiki Shuttles that are getting their uniques off, they're just too early. And so they're not going to be as effective. Will the Sakura Bakushin O be able to turn around and actually run and gun without even having to worry about using her unique? We've got Megiddo Ryan on the outside who looks like she's trying to push forward. We got 400 meters left in this race. Sakura Bakushin O looks like she's losing her footing. And Megiddo Ryan, what do you mean? The first extra point character is coming out swinging. She's swinging. And let me tell you, she go ahead and take that first place, baby. What do you mean? What do you mean? Horion said, I ain't even worried about this. He said, you want a Megiddo Ryan sprint? I'm gonna give it to you. And let me tell you, he came out swinging. Oh, that's what I like to see, baby. Let me tell you, that was actually, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yo, go ahead and get you some of that. Yeah, that's what I like to see, baby. Holy smokes. Oh, what a way to start season 2. Oh, that's what I like to see. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's see. We've got coming in at 5th place. We've got Galga's King Halo. Coming in 4th place, we've got Prodigal Dog's Marazensky. Coming in 3rd place, we've got Soul's Kernchan. Okay. Coming in 2nd place, Draguin, who is now playing for the YouTube side for this month. It got 2nd place with that Sakurabakushin O. And now, look at Horion. Look at this Giga Chad right here. Horion said, you want a Megito Ryan on a sprint? I'm going to give it to you. And you know what? I'm going to take me some points too. I'm going to go ahead and get that 1st place, baby. Woo, holy smokes. 1st place, Megito Ryan. And let me tell you the beautiful thing about that. That's 10 points. That is 10 points right there. That is juiced. GG's to the winners of this first race. We'll be back with Group A's 2nd race. Don't go anywhere. Following after that exciting race number 1, we're back with Group A's race number B. Now, we'll take a look at these moods a little bit better than last time. However, Cruel's still a subject of bad or awful mood. He just can't seem to get away from this. Now with this race, our EPC, now I'm getting mixed up. Our EPC for this race is going to be King Halo. Now, whether people are saving that for in the future, or they just didn't have time, or we're not up for the challenge of having this EPC on this course, that is totally fine. So we're going to have us a normal race, or at least as normal as they come. Coming in at that number 3 spot, we have, is it right here? Yeah, we have right here is Galga's Grass Wander. Coming in at the number 2 spot right here, we've got Cruel's Same Sky. And then coming in at the number 1 spot right here, we've got Draguin's Maruzensky. Now, we are going to be here at the Sapporo 1800 mile track. One of the things that we're going to be looking for is that in our first race, the Taiki Shuttles, the Maruzenskis, they were not able to have effectiveness out of their unique, out of their ultimate. So that's what we're going to be looking for here today in this race. Will they post up and actually get some good use out of their uniques? Or will Cruel's Same Sky turn around and just go fishing and say, hey, I'm going to get out and I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to catch me a big one. And I'm going to go and take that 1st place. So as we go ahead and start this race today, we're going to have a couple different front runners. We're going to have us a Gundam Bourbon taking the lead for right now, followed up by the Maruzensky and then that Same Sky. Unfortunately for the Same Sky, she is going to be in 3rd place, and obviously we want her to be in 1st. So will she be able to turn around and scrape her way by, or is she just going to sit back and hang out and relax? As we're looking, we've got Same Sky pushing up into 2nd place right now. And then in 4th place, we do have the Taiki Shuttle. El Condor Pass is sitting in 5th. And we do have our Grass Wonder, Ogre Cap, and the Vodka sitting in the back. Escape Artist pops off from Same Sky, but however, she is not able to push forward. She's going to be sitting in that 3rd place, and Maruzensky is now looking to take the lead away from the Gundam Bourbon. We do have our 3 late surgers starting to push up as we're about to go into this final leg of this race with about 600 meters left to go. The Furious Feet procs from the Vodka, and now we have some decent uniques popping from the Maruzensky, from the Taiki Shuttle. So as we're rounding the corner, we're going to start seeing everybody inching forward very quickly. Taiki Shuttle goes ahead and takes the lead. Grass Wonder is cutting through everybody, slicing and dicing as she's looking to fight against Vodka for 2nd place. She's looking to fight against Taiki, but Taiki says, not today. It's my place. This is my number 1. She said, we out here in the wild, wild west, and I got the bang, 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 bang. What's up with it? You ain't gonna catch me. You gonna bring a little sword to a gunfight, and let me show you why I'm gonna win this. So, coming in on the number 5 position, we've got Lucky's Ogre Cap. Coming in at number 4, we've got Soul's Mihono Bourbon. You know that Gundam Bourbon. Come on now. Help me now. Coming in at number 3, we've got Prodigal Dog's Wodka. Coming in at number 2, we've got Galga's Grass Wonder. That's what happens when you take a... what is it? Big old spear, sword thing to a gunfight. And then we've got Horion! Yeah, ain't no way! Horion is out here, 15 points in 2 races. Somebody stop this man. With the Taiki Shuttle coming in at that number 1 spot. He said, hey, them Discord rolls, let me go ahead and get them. Coming in at that first place with the Taiki Shuttle, Horion. He said, you may as well call me the janitor because I'm looking to sweep this place up. Somebody help me now. We'll be back with our 3rd race momentarily. Don't you go anywhere. Coming back into race number 3, we only have one person with a bad mood. I guess he's not as lucky as he claims to be. However, Cruel is finally a free spirit, and he finally has that great mood. One of the only 2 people to have that in this race. Now for this race, I was looking for the Agnes Tachyon to run as a front runner. And as y'all can see, we don't have any of those available to us today. Now, coming in at the number 3 spot, we have right here, Soul's Tokai Teo. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have right here, we've got Cruel's Mino Top Gun. And then coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Draguin's Ogre Cap. Now, let me tell you, just because we don't have any EPCs today, doesn't mean that we still can't get a lot of points. We're going to be here at the Hanshin 2400 meter outer track. Now, as y'all can see, and maybe even hear in the background, it's going to be raining. And y'all know me. I love the rain because that's going to take your stamina and do an extra little drain because we going to make you run and get a lot of pain. Come on, help me now. But it will be taking away extra stamina. So if you're just barely pushing the limits, if you don't have those stamina recovery skills, you may be prone to gassing out in this race today. And so that's what I'm always hoping for when I see the rain, when I see the snow. I'm hoping that it slows you down just a little bit and make it spicy for me. So as we start this race today, you know, I'm going to be out here running with them out today. We've got the Gundam Bourbon, who's going to be taking the lead right now. Hey, actually, I'm in the lead. What's up? Help me. Oh, actually, the El Condor Pasa, she said, let me go ahead and take that first place spot as it is. Second place is going to go to Gundam Bourbon, but it looks like she's going to be fighting for that first, as we all know. We've got the Ogre Caps coming in 3rd and 4th, and we've got that Tokai Teo, who's also going to be fighting for the pace chasing position. A little bit further back, we do have the Bride Mayano Top Gun, as well as our other racers like these gold ships. One thing that I know is a struggle for the Tokai Teo is that if she does not have these middle of the race skills to really help push her forward, she will not be in as good of a position as she would like to be. However, El Condor Pasa is making a sizable lead for herself against the Mihono Bourbon, but the problem is that as these gold ships are now using their uniques, the Mino Bride Top Gun is already pushing forward. She's in 4th place, looking to get into 3rd with 1,000 meters left in the race. It is not looking good for the pace chasers. El Condor Pasa needs to be pushing faster and faster, but Bride Top Gun is not giving any slack for what we see here today. Ogre Cap on the outside, she's juicing forward. The Mino Top Gun also said the same thing, and now El Condor Pasa just gets swept over like a wave in the ocean, and she's just nowhere to be seen. We've got Oguri Cap in 1, we've got Bride Top Gun in 2, we've got Oguri Cap in 3, and Tokai Teo trying to fight for 4th. Now, as we're pushing forward, the Top Gun looks like she's slowing down. Maybe it's due to the rain, but this Oguri Cap is pushing through all the pain, and she said, I see me a buffet at the end. Let me go claim my free ticket. What's up? Oguri Cap number 2, and then we've got Bride Top Gun falling down in the 3rd place. She said, I didn't want that food enough. I gotta stay fit for my dress. I'm gonna have to take a pass. But you know what? Oguri Cap said, no, not me. Let me go give me some of that. Yeah, buddy. Woo, what a race. Now that is one thing that I do want to take a look at when we get to that Top Gun, is did she gas out or not? But one thing that we will take a look at here is at number 5, we've got Miyuki's Mihono Bourbon, that Gundam Bourbon, as y'all know. At number 4, we've got Soul's Tokai Teo. I just want to take a look, see where there's not as many mid-game skills, and because of the way her distribution is for her growth rates, it's very difficult to get that power going for the Tokai Teo. Coming in at number 3, we've got Cruel's Mino Bride Top Gun. Oh, there's no way that she gassed out. Yeah, there's no way she gassed out. It would have been impossible. It would have been impossible for her to gas out. But still getting a 3rd place spot with that Free Spirit title. The Free Spirit title looks cool. Horion, finally, somebody took him out of his spot. Said, hey, not allowed to get that number 1 3 times in a row. Horion coming in with the Oguri Cap, that 2nd place position. And Draguin said, hey, we gonna take that 1st place today. He said, I need to get some points up on the board for the YouTubers. And so he did what he had to do. GG's, we will be back very soon with our next race for Group A. Don't go anywhere. As a mid-cup kind of point totalage, just to see where we're sitting at currently, in 1st place with 19 points, we've got Horion. In 2nd place with 9 points, we've got Draguin. In 3rd place, we've got Soul with 7. In 4th, we've got Galga with 5. Tied, with Prodigal Dog, also for 5 points. So as we continue through this cup, we are going to be looking for the next extra point character is going to be Air Groove for this cup. Or for this track. And so as we look at it, this Air Groove ran by Cruel is going to have that good mood, which, hey, I'm feeling good as well. Other notable people that we're going to have to take a look at, we're always going to have to be looking for that Narita Taishin as she dodges and bobs and weaves through the crowd. And we're also going to be looking at the gold ship from Horion, who is our 1st place so far. Now, as we get into things, we're going to have our number 3 favorite way over yonder is going to be Galga's gold ship. Coming in real close to me is going to be Horion's gold ship as the number 2 favorite. And as y'all know, he is our number 1 person for this race so far. And then last but not least, we do have Draguin's Narita Taishin, who, while she does have that, I believe, bad or awful mood, she's definitely not someone that we want to sleep on. Now, we're going to be here at the Fukushima 2600 meter track. This is going to be a short, long, but let me tell you, y'all already know I love the long tracks because it's a lot of stamina and a lot of time for me to yap. And so, as we're going to go ahead and get ready, we're going to get our Umas into their gates. We'll take a look and see who is out here ready to run today. Personally, I'd love to see a Tokai Teo get another potential top 5. However, like I said previously, one of the things that makes it very difficult for her is the lack of growth on her power, and not really many people taking those mid-game skills for her, so it's very difficult to push forward. Now, as we get in this race, it looks like the Saiyan Sky may have had a late start. However, that's not going to be as bad for her since it looks like she's going to be our only front runner. Because she is our only front runner, though, the problem here is she doesn't have anybody to really continue pushing her forward as she needs to go on this track. So one thing to look out for is these end closers. They're all bunched up right now, but there may be a world where, because Saiyan Sky doesn't have anybody to challenge her, these end closers are going to turn around and they're going to all the way and potentially catch up to the Saiyan Sky very quickly. Now, we don't have any late surgers here, so it looks like our end closers are going to be much closer than they really are. But because of that lack of extra front runners, the Saiyan Sky is very susceptible to being overtaken very quickly and very early. In the second place, we've got Tokai Teo. In third, we've got that Narita Brian. And everybody is pushing up, looking very scary. We already have one gold ship who's primed and ready. Once the anchors are taken off, she will be going away. And right now, the Tokai Teo and the Narita Brian are so close to this Saiyan Sky that she just has no choice but looking to relinquish her first place, and now she's going to continue dropping backwards. As we go ahead and start the final leg, the Narita Brian's going to inch ahead of the Tokai Teo and take that first place spot. We already have a gold ship here that's sitting in now second place, pushing to look and find the first place from the Narita Brian. Will she be able to do that, or will the Brian be able to hold long enough and able to secure that first place for herself? But from the looks of it, it is a very tough and very tight race. We do have two other gold ships that are sitting in 5th place. And now we have this random out of nowhere Narita Taishin fighting the Narita Brian. And it's not even close. Narita Taishin said, "You slept on me a little too much. Let me tell you something. You shouldn't have overlooked me. Because I went ahead and stole me a first place." She said, "Don't let the tiny stature count me out, because I'm just as big as the other giants in this race." Very, very unfortunate. I really wished that this could have popped off, because, man, I'm telling you, this air groove, this air groove was looking juicy. However, unfortunately so, we're going to have a 6th place extra point character, 1 spot away. Now, it was a half a length, so it was relatively close. But Prodigal Dog's Tokai Teo is going to take the 5th place spot, negating the extra 5 points from Cruel. In the 4th place spot, we do have Horion's gold ship, who's not going to get as many points, but he is still going to get him some points and really make a bigger lead for that first place position. In 3rd place, we have Galga's gold ship. In 2nd place, we have Soul's Narita Brian. And in 1st place, we have Draguin's Narita Taishin. Now, one thing to note, and I will have all these noted as far as the bands are concerned. One thing to make a reminder of: when you're hit top 3, this Narita Taishin, this Narita Brian, and Galaga's gold ship, these are all banned for the rest of the month. So if you think that 2,600 meter long was the correct spot to use these characters, best of luck to you as the month continues onwards. But that's enough from me. Let's go ahead and get ready for our next race. With our final race for Group A, we are going to go back to having some awfuls and some bads. But I don't think that that is going to really stop anybody here today, because we may have some juicy contenders in this race. Now, it doesn't look like we have any extra point characters here. Everybody here looks like they should have a B or higher naturally on dirt. So coming in at the, right here at the number 3 spot, we've got Draguin's Smart Falcon. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have Horion's Mayano Top Gun. And coming in at a little bit further, number 1 spot, we've got Lucky's Smart Falcon. Now, as we start this race, we're going to be at a racetrack that was bought by Cruel. This is going to be the Niigata 1200 meter dirt track. He said, y'all better get y'all some of this. I'm not finna put up with it. If I'm going to have to be put on the spot, so are y'all. And so he did buy this Niigata 1200 meter dirt track. If you don't like it, but take your complaints up with him, because he bought it, not me. So Niigata is very well known for having these super awkward and very long straights. There should be a couple corners here. However, it's not going to be enough to turn around and shake a stick at. So be prepared for some very odd straights. We are going to have what looks to be a cloud of cotton candy with all the pink runners that we have here. We've got the Smart Falcons. We've got the Haru Uraras here as well. But in that number 1 spot, I believe it was Draguin's Smart Falcon that may have taken the lead and actually was the one that got to use her unique. Sitting at number 2, we've got the Taiki Shuttle, the Smart Falcon behind, and then the Taiki Shuttle again. We do have a couple Haru Uraras with under 600 meters left to go that are already making their way forward, but will it be quick enough and will they be on time enough to go off? The shooting for victory is going to have some relatively good usage here as far as effectiveness. These 2 Taiki Shuttles are going to be pushing forward, and they're going to say, yo, we are here gun to gun. What kind of show are y'all trying to put up? And these Haru Urara said, excuse me, we out here trying to cheer, but there's one Taiki Shuttle that said, no, 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 we don't need no cheers here today. We came out here to play. And it was by the neck that one of these Taiki Shuttles were actually able to take the lead and steal it away from the first place from these Haru Uraras. Now, if that makes you sad, pull up with a Haru Urara. If it makes you glad, Taiki Shuttle. What can I say? But what are we going to be looking at here today? Oh, excuse me, I was pinged that we do have the Maya no Top Gun. For some reason, I thought Maya no Top Gun was a runner who has a B in dirt. My apologies. So Horion was actually out here trying to steal another EPC. And I got nothing but respect for that. Horion with the E-Dirt Maya no Top Gun, oh, by 1.5 lengths. By 1.5 lengths, almost persisted in making it through. Now, I'm very curious, if he were able to get that B dirt to an A, would that have made up the extra 1.5 lengths? I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is, as we're taking a look at this, we do have the end closers. Now, we also have a B on end as well. So there's a couple B aptitudes that may have made a massive difference from him being able to steal away another EPC. But as we look at our top 5 right now, we do have Draguin Smart Falcon coming in at 5. We've got Prodigal Dogs Taiki Shuttle coming in at 4. At number 3, we've got Galga's Haru Urara. At number 2, we've got Cruel's Haru Urara, barely missing the mark by the neck against Soul's Taiki Shuttle. This Taiki is going to steal the win and take the first place for Group A. Now, as we take a look at the runners for the night for Group A, we do have... Here we go. We do have Horion coming in first place with 21 points, already setting the lead. He's already setting the standards for what you gotta beat. We've got Soul coming in at second place with 16, Draguin in third with 15, Galga in fourth with 11, and Prodigal Dog coming in at 5th place with 8 points. This is a very massive way to start Season 2. Now, as we prepare forward with Group B, And further on, we'll be back momentarily. Y'all don't go nowhere. Ladies and gents, we are back. Group B, same races, different runners. And so now we're going to be taking a look if we have any Megiddo Ryans. And it looks like we have no Giga Chads here today, just some normal Chads. You have one with awful and one with bad. Will we have anything interesting happening like we did in group number A, or will it be the normal run-of-the-mill? Right here, we do have Butosei's Currenchan as the number 3 favorite. Coming in, oh, what? I can't even reach that one. Whoa, coming in way over yonder. We've got Laguna Zero's King Halo as the number 2 favorite. And then just a little bit closer to us, we've got Kunoko's Sakura Bakushin O coming in as the number 1 favorite. Now, one thing that we do have to remember is that we are on the Tokyo 1400 meter sprint. I do believe that this was the track where the Taiki Shuttles, the Maruzenskis, all of their uniques were not as juicy when it comes to the effectiveness of their uniques. So, with that being seen and with that being known, we do have different sprint runners for these races today. Now, we are running on the honor system, assuming that you're not going to sit there, do a run, and prepare a new UMA for whatever race that you may be lacking on. All on the honor system. If you need a Discord roll that badly, it is what it is. But we are here, and our races have started. We are going to be looking to see if anybody's going to be getting a front runner. And this Sakura Bakushin O looks like they had a late start. They were at the very back of the pack, and they had to really push to get into that number 1 position. Now, with that Sakura Bakushin O at 1 and 2, we've got a Currenchan at 3-4. And it looks like we do have a King Halo who is fighting aggressively on the outer lanes as they are trying to push forward. I'm out here in the race, sitting in the 9th place. I'm just here, I got the camera, and I'm trying to take a look to see who's going to win this race. As we're rounding the corner, about to head into the final leg, Sakura Bakushin O sitting at 1-2. We've got Currenchans at 3-4. King Halo, who was pushing early, is no longer pushing now. The Currenchans are bobbing and weaving. They're threading the needle, trying to push forward into that first place position. And now, as the race is moving towards its end, Currenchan said, I will hold that number 1 title. I will be the queen of this track, and dominatingly, with a great performance, take that first place spot. Currenchan showing why she's gonna be the one who takes it home. GG's, 3.5 lengths to go. Coming in at that number 5 spot, we've got Curiously's King Halo. By the neck. Very close. At number 2, we have D'Artagnan's Sakura Bakushin O, who lost out by a neck, to Kanoko's Sakura Bakushin O, who lost out by a nose, to Laguna Zero's King Halo, who lost out by that 3.5 lengths, to Butosei's... Oh wait, did I show this King Halo? Here is Laguna's King Halo. And then we have Butosei's Currenchan to take that first place. Again, we have no EPCs, so it's just going to be our normal points for now. But, very least, we did have some juicers here today. GG's. We'll be back with the next race. Don't go anywhere. We are back with our next race. And as far as the moods go, everybody looks to seem pretty okay in place. Of course, we are going to have a couple bads and one awful, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be able to perform in this race. Let's see. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have Laguna Zero's Vodka. At number 2, we have Butosei's Vodka. And then at the number 1 spot, we have D'Artagnan's El Condor Passa Fantasy. Find you. If y'all read that story, you already know how blinding the sun can be. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then hey, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and get this race started here today. I don't believe we had any King Halos that were going to be running at that end closer position. So no EPCs on this track either. We're here at the Sapporo 1800 meter turf racetrack, where we've seen once before that the Marozenskis, the Taiki shuttles, had very good, effective uses of their ultis. Now, will they be able to turn around and pop off here? Or will we have some good gamblers like this Butosei's vodka, that may come out here and absolutely cook it up in the kitchen? However, before we even need to worry about that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our racers that are juicing up into that number 1 position. So far, we've got a race between the El Condor Pasa, the El Pasa Condor, and the Maruzenski, who are going to be looking to fight for first place. We have Taiki Shuttle, who's going to be sitting here in third, and we have everybody else that's going to be at our late surging position. We do have one King Halo. Actually, excuse me, that is a blunder on my part. This King Halo actually looks like she may have a chance of being an EPC if she is running in that end position. And if she is, she's pushed up very far, very early. With 1,000 meters left to go in this race, the Fantasy Pasa is already looking to take her place, sitting at 4th place, looking to push even further. But she needs to start going now if she's going to have a chance to do something here today. First place is going to be El Condor Pasa. Second, the Maruzenski. Looks like she's shifted into gear, and she's going to start taking off as the race continues. Now we've got the Taiki Shuttle shooting for victory, and now our racers are off. It's Taiki versus Maruzenski. A tale as old as time. 2 of the OGs of the OGs. These vodkas are already here. They're looking to bob and weave. One vodka gets blocked off by the Maruzenski. The other one says, don't worry, I'll take her place in the first place spot. Vodka's going to take 1, Taiki 2. The other vodka finds a way and takes the 3rd place. She said, hold on, I got a good view here, but let me move over to the side and glide into that 3rd place, if you know what I mean. Come on now, that vodka really looked like she was about to get cooked, but she decided she's a little bit smarter than she looks. Coming in at our number 5 spot, we've got Yotz's El Condor Pasa. Unfortunately so, while this is a beautiful King Halo, she was not able to claim a top 5. I do have nothing but massive respect for an EPC gamer, so I want to give a big shout out to Kanoko for running that King Halo for this track. Big shout outs to you, my brother. So we've got Yotz's El Condor Pasa at 5. We've got Curiously's Maruzenski at 4. Laguna Zero's Wodka at 3. Coming in to be extremely juicy. At 2, we've got Artie Gamer's Taiki Shuttle showing out, bang, 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 that we are here to play. And then at the number 1 spot, we've got Butosei's Gambling Wodka out here taking cheeks and numbers. GG's. We're gonna be back with our next race. Don't you go anywhere. Coming into this next race, we already have people that don't even want to be here. We've got so many awful moods. We have a couple greats, and we got a couple goods. This is a very, very wishy-washy group when it comes to this race. They are either here to play or they don't even want to play. There's no in between. So let's go ahead and take a look at who our favorites are. I was looking for a Tachyon front for the EPC, and I did not get that in the first 2 groups. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what we have moving forward. As of right now, we do have the same sky, just a little bit over yonder, a little over the rainbow, if you will. Buto says Seiun Sky as our number 3 favorite. Right here, right beside me, we've got Kunoko's Tokai Teo, who's going to be our number 2 favorite. And then at the number 1 favorite, we do have, oh, I can't get it. We've got Curiously's Mihono Gundam Bourbon at the number 1 spot. So we are going to be back here at that Hanshin 2400 meter outer turf. And we have seen a couple interesting racers already. Now, with this new set of racers, will they be able to show us something a little different? Will they be able to cook? They saw what happened before, so they have a slight advantage again on the honor system. But one thing that I do see is we have a normal Teo and an anime Teo, so I'll just refer to one as Teo and then the other one as anime. So if you hear me say anime, I'm going to just try to keep that as anime Teo for y'all out there in the stands and in the internets listening and watching as this race happens. Now, one person that we cannot sleep on is going to be the Narita Taishin. We'll try to have a big focus on her, as she will be one of those shadowy assassins that slips in and out of the shadows and just somehow appears into the first place as the race continues forward. But for right now, the early race that always matters is going to be the front. We've got Seiun Sky, who cuts off the Gundam Bourbon, and she's going to take the first place against the Silent Suzuka and that Bourbon as well. She's going to hold her place for now, but will she be able to hold it until that final leg? As we look in towards the back, we've got that Narita Taishin and that gold ship. In the middle of the pack, we've got Tokai Teo sitting at 4th. We've got Oguri Cap, who's pushing up into 5th, and then we've got Anime Teo at 6th. As that escape artist hits for the Gundam Bourbon, she is still a couple lengths away from the Seiun Sky, who is holding strongly to her number 1 spot. While the Silent Suzuka is at least being consistent, she needs to be a little more aggressive if she plans on actually placing pretty strongly in this race. As the anchors away starts off for the gold ships, I'm sure very soon they'll start pushing up on that upper screen with about 1,000 meters left to go. Now our front runners are starting to lose place. The Seiun Sky has held strong. The sleeping lion has awakened. And now what will happen? As the angling and scheming now procs for Buto says Seiun Sky, we now see her taken off and nobody is near her. Anime Teo is in the ranks for that second place, fighting against Gundam Bourbon. Silent Suzuka has fallen behind. Oguri Cap is trying to push forward, and now Gundam Bourbon gets her unique off, and she's trying to make some leeway into fighting and pushing this gap and trying to close it, but Seiun Sky, already working on the uphill, is no one even near her, as she goes ahead and takes the first place convincingly. And actually, Gundam Bourbon coming in second, and the Oguri Cap steals away 3rd place from Anime Teo. Silent Suzuka falling in on that last place, well, technically second to last, but last place for this race. Very tough when it comes for these racers, but a great race indeed. Coming in at 5th place, we've got Lyra's Narita Taishin getting a little points here and there. We've got D'Artagnan's Anime Teo popping off and getting some juice here today. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we've got Laguna Zero's Oguri Cap getting that 3rd place, getting a little bit of extra juice, a little bit of extra points, you already know. Coming in 2nd, Curiously's Gundam Bourbon. And then coming in 1st place, we've got Butosei's Seiun Sky. GG's. As we head on to our next race, we'll be looking at who is leading. Don't go anywhere. When it rains, it pours. And man, these racers are not looking pretty today. Look at all these bad moods. You know what? Nobody wanted to play Goo Goo Babies. I was here. I was ready. But you know what? She still didn't feel excited about that because Kunoko didn't want to play Goo Goo Babies with his life on the line. Before we go ahead and get into this race, let's take a middle of the race look at where our standings are right now. Currently, we've got Butosei, who has been dominating. in the performances today. We've got nothing but first places for Butase if you take a look at what we have over here. Laguna Zero is going to head into second place with 10 points. Curiously in third with 7. We've got a tie for fourth between D'Artagnan and RD Gamer 321. So will anybody in this group be able to shut down the beast that is Butose, or will he slide home and take first place all the way through the rest of the remaining races? That is yet to be determined. However, as of right now, oh, this makes it so easy. As of right now, we do have at the number 3 spot, RD Gamer 321's Mino Top Gun. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we've got Kunoko's Super Creek. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Curiously's Silence Suzuka. Let me tell you, I really like this whole thing going on right here. One thing to note is we have no EPCs for this race. It would have been the Air Groove. Nobody running that EPC, and that is A-okay. We are back here at the Fukushima 2600 meter race. One thing, it is a short, long. So now we're going to be turning around and seeing what can we do here today. Very luckily, when we saw the difference for our first race, having one front runner, Curiously and Yotes kind of saved each other by both having a front runner with that Silent Suzuka and with, I believe, the Seiyun Sky. Now, right here, oh my goodness, right here we have the beautiful Super Creek coming in at the second place. I'm all, look at me, look at me, wait, in the 97s, baby. What's up? That's what I like to see. Another thing that we do want to take a look at is we have the Narita Taishin. She did pop off in the first race, but that was because there was only one front runner. Will she be able to do the same thing here today, or will she be able to will history be changed and somebody else take that first place? As we're looking, Silent Suzuka is going to hold off and take the number 1 position. We've got Seiyun Sky at 2, and we have our solo pace chaser that is the Super Creek in 3rd place. Now we have so many end runners. Those are going to be the Mino Top Guns, the Gold Ships, and that one singular Narita Taishin. Will the Sleeping Lion stay asleep, or will she awaken? Will she roar into first place? We're going to have to take a look at that. As the Bofa from the Mino Top Gun pops off, that is very good timing. We get the full use of that. As our front runners are trying to stay far away as possible from these end closers, they're doing their best to try to keep each other forcing forward and trying to not slow down. But as our end closers are starting to push, 1,200 meters left in the race, Silent Suzuka takes first place. Seiyun Sky is still in 2, and now that Super Creek is slowly creeping forward, and she's slowly overtaking the Seiyun Sky. But very closely, we do have our gold ships that are now starting to make their way. The Sleeping Lion decides she's still going to be asleep, and as we enter into the final leg, the Super Creek stride is getting bigger and bigger, and she is looking to take the first place. Narita Taishin is trying her best to run forward, but she's just not gaining any ground. The Silent Suzuka is strongly taking the lead versus all the other racers. These gold ships are trying their best to catch up, but has she made a big enough gap in order to not be caught? Narita Taishin has awoken, and she is on the outer lane, but will it be too late? Mino Top Gun is sitting in 2nd, and she's holding strong. Silent Suzuka said, "This view from the lead belongs to me. I'll take that first place. Don't you worry about it. I'll keep it warm. Don't even worry." Number 1 going to that Silent Suzuka. Very strong and very commanding win from her today. The Sleeping Lion has stayed asleep. She was not able to get that first place. However, coming in at that number 5 spot, we do have Laguna Zero's Gold Ship. At number 4, we've got Lyra's Gold Ship, losing out by a nose from getting the podium. D'Artagnan's Narita Taishin Didn't even have the unique leveled up in time and still took a 3rd place. Buto says Mayano Top Gun is going to claim this 2nd place. And last but not least, we have Curiously's Silent Suzuka. She took the lead and never gave it up. GG's. We'll be back with our last and final race for this group momentarily. Don't you go anywhere. This is going to be our last and final race for group number B. And it looks like the moods still never change. But I will say we do have so many Harus here. And maybe these Harus are not filled with cheer, because they have all seen the Daiwa Scarlet is near. Daiwa Scarlet being our only EPC. Now I will say, because this is a sprint, she is not built for sprint. She does have, I believe, like an A or an S in dirt. I don't remember what I saw, but maybe this Daiwa has a chance of cooking. Maybe. I don't know. I'd love to see her get 5th place or higher, but that's neither here nor there. We'll let these Umas speak for themselves. Coming in at the number 3 favorite, we do have, right here, about right here, is going to be Kunoko's Haru Urara. A little bit further over the rainbow, we've got D'Artagnan's Haru Urara at the number 2 spot. And then right here beside me, we do have Butosei's Haru Urara as well. The extra point character, Daiwa Scarlet, is who we will be taking a look at in today's race. We do have every Haru Urara running as late, so they are going to be a cloud of cotton candy running through the dirt, trying to claim 1st place here today at the Niigata 1200 meter race. Again, this was bought by Cruel for some Twitch channel points. Now, one thing that we're going to be looking at, remember, this is going to be a very odd straight with a little curve, but the Niigata is notorious for having that immense straight. Everybody here today is going to be watching these Haru Uraras as they're getting ready. They're pumped up and they're excited, ready to run. Everybody's favorite loser will be here today, and she is going to look to find a way to rewrite her own history in this race today. Will the Taiki Shuttle take off and actually be able to say something against it? Or will the Daiwa Scarlet pull ahead? I cannot tell if she was behind because of a late start, or if she was behind because she has an F in sprint. I cannot tell. Now, look at all these Haru Uraras. They are all late surgers. However, they are already being as aggressive as possible against these other runners. We do have that Taiki Shuttle who's trying to inch her way forward into that 1st place with under 600 meters left to go. The resplendent red ace pops off, and it's not going to be as effective as it could be. The Taiki Shuttle, though, has that Daiwa Scarlet in her sights. However, she is getting surrounded by the cloud of pink Haru Uraras as they are all making their way forward. Haru Urara in 1, 2, 3. Daiwa Scarlet falling behind. The Taiki Shuttle is distracted and blocked, and she has nowhere to go as it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing but Haru Urara in the top 5. Holy moly. That was insane. What a race here today. This Taiki Shuttle got absolutely blocked and destroyed by one, the Omega Juicy, Daiwa Scarlet. But also, number 2, it was that cloud of pink cotton candy running through and just absolutely demolishing and blocking off that Taiki Shuttle. Actually, what's hilarious is we've got all top 6 as Haru Urara. So you know what? She said every single one of us are no longer a loser because we beat every other Uma on this track. Now, there may have been a 6-to-2 ratio, but let me tell you something. Haru Urara here today is now a winner. At number 5, we have Kunoko. At number 4, we have Butose. At number 3, we have Laguna Zero. You already know these are all going to be the Haru Uraras. At number 2, we've got D'Artagnans. And at number 1, we have Curiously's Haru Urara. 1 through 6, once again, something we've not seen here before, but GG's to our last group of racers. We'll take a look at their standings here momentarily. Give me one moment. For this group, we do have Butose coming in at first place, tying Horion for 21 points. At number 2, we've got Curiously with 17. At number 3, we've got Laguna Zero with 14 points. At number 4, we've got D'Artagnan with 11. And at number 5, tied for number 5, we have Kunoko and RD Gamer 321. Now, these points distributed a little bit differently compared to Group 1. However, still a phenomenal race put here today. GG's to Group B. Will be moving on very shortly to Group number C. Ladies and gents, we are back with our last and final group, Group number C. And we do not have any EPCs, those extra point characters, with us, at least in this race. I was looking for that Megid Orion, but that is going to be quite alright. We got a couple bad and awfuls, but overall not anything too terrible. Let's see. Coming in at the number 3 favorite, we do have Feast, Sakurabakushin O. Right here, we do have our number 2 favorite is Roy D's Kuranchan. And then way over the rainbow, we've got Caden, Sakurabakushin O, coming in at the number 1 favorite. Once again, we are back at the Tokyo 1400 meter race track. Remember, just like we saw in Group 1 and in Group 2, the Taiki Shuttle, the Morozensky Uniques, were not really the best uniques that you could have had here, as those were not as effective. Now, one thing that we are going to be taking a look is we are going to have some Kuranchans here today who may have a little bit of extra sauce as far as being able to cook up in this race. Now, those Kuranchans are going to be pace chasers. Will they be blocked off by the amount of potential fronts that we have here today? We do have multiple Sakurabakushin O's. Are they all front runners? Are they pace chasers? We're gonna have to wait and see. But as of right now, very oddly, it feels as if I can't even tell, is this Kuranchan supposed to be front running? Is she supposed to be pacing? I don't know. Maybe we don't have any fronts. But right now, we do have this Kuranchan sitting in that number 1 spot, followed by 3 Sakurabakushin O's, followed by 2 Taiki Shuttles. 800 meters left in this race, and there you can see right above me, the Taiki Uniques were going off, and they were not good timings. So now they're going to have to rely on brute force and strength to win and carry them into that top 5. The Sakurabakushin O's uniques are going off, as you can see right here above me. Kuranchan is still barely holding on to the lead at number 1, but now the Sakurabakushin O's are overtaking. And as they're doing so, the Kuranchan is trying to keep her lead. She's actually barely kept it. King Halo from the inner rail said, "Oh, she guessed out!" Oh, yo, oh my goodness. Dude. Oh my goodness. She actually gassed out and almost gave up. Dude, she was hard pressed. She was hard pushing. She said, and then just stood up straight and just walked it home. Oh my goodness. That was, that was just way too close. That was way too close. Coming in at that number 5 spot, we've got Feast, Sakurabakushin O, who was a front runner. Where was that Kuranchan? Maybe they're at the top. was a front runner, Sagarabakshin O. At number 4, we've got Pavlova Top Guns, Sagarabakshin O. Again, a front runner. So you mean to tell me that Kernshan was a front runner? We've got Roy D's Kernshan, who is a pace chaser, popping off here today, getting that top 3 podium. Choco Koniski running in with the front on the Kernshan with that S front. Absolute Giga Chad. Let me tell you, Mayfu clutching it up and scaring the mess out of probably, at the very least, just me. Gassing out at the very end and still being able to snag a first place podium. GG's to Mayfu and your King Halo. We are back with our second race for group number C. And at the very least, it feels like a little bit of a better mix-up as far as moods are concerned. Now, in the EPC category that I was looking for this right here. What an absolute Giga Chad that we have is Kalua's King Halo running at the end closer position. We'll have to take a look at that a little bit later, but, oh, we got that SAD. We got that Big Sad Gaming. Uh-oh. Rutro Raggy. Will the King Halo be able to prevail? Or will she be able to push forward here today? Now, coming in at the number 3 favorite, we do have, right next to me, Caden's El Condor Pasa. And y'all already know from past races, the El Condor Pasa stonks are extremely high. Right next to me, oh, let me do it like this. Right next to me, right here, we have, at the number 2 favorite, we've got Feast Marozensky. And then right here as well, we've got the number 1 favorite, Roy D's Megito Ryan. Now, again, all you've got to do is get 5th place or higher with that EPC in order to claim your extra points. Y'all already know how I feel about the rain. When it comes to the rain, I love it because this may give us the opportunity to gas out more people and have crazy endings to our races. The Sapporo 1800 meter mile race here today. We've got Sad Gaming. We've got a new Gold City looking scrumdiddlyumptious, looking magnificent and immaculate, if I must say so myself. I was told that Mayfu got it in 60 pulls or 6 multis, however you want to write it off. But we are here and we are ready. As our racers get off on the track here today, we've got a couple Marozenskis that are going to be fighting for that first place, as well as the Silent Suzuka and potentially a El Condor Pasa. El Pasa Condor. Now, one thing to be looking for, I do want to make note of the Gold City to see how she will perform in today's race. So that's going to be one of our key players for today. El Condor Pasa is trying to move forward ahead of this Marozensky as they're fighting for first place. Silent Suzuka dropping 4th, and we do have a Taiki Shuttle who's already passing that unfortunate Silent Suzuka. El Condor Pasa doing the same with about under 1,000 meters left in the race. Gold City is here and she is making her way known. She's used her unique and let's see if she's going to be able to take advantage of it as she is getting that extra acceleration, but will it be enough to help push her forward, or is that just her natural, coefficients at work, if we do say. The Let's Pump Some Iron is popping off right here. We've got the Red Shift as well, the Rising Dragon, the Furious Feats, all going off under 400 meters left to go in this race. We do have, I believe that was El Condor Pasa in first place. Gold City's on the outer lane, and she's pushing forward, trying to make herself known in the Community Cup debut as she's racing, trying to beat out first place. No El Condor Pasa's even able to come close, and she said, let me go ahead and take that first place. Y'all best remember me. Oh, she's out here looking like Odysseus. Remember me. She's the reigning queen of this track by a length and a half. What's going on with it today? Yes, sir. Woo! What a debut. What a debut for the Gold City here today. Coming in at 5th place, we do have Feast Marozensky. At 4th place, we've got Roy D's Megito Ryan. At 3rd place, we've got Smart Pavi's Pavlova Top Gun with that El Condor Passa. Y'all already know the El Condor Passa, the stonks are ever rising. The stonks, I'm telling you, they just continue. They just continue rising ever so infinitely. Again, once El Condor Passa, Kaden knows, we get all of the stonks going up here today. And last but not least, Mayfu's Gold City. The debut coming out at number 1, topping the charts. The juiciest of the juicers. With that double 1200 speed and power. She did not come out here to play. She said, let me keep it real with you. Let me keep it a buck. Let me get that 1st place. Mayfu GG's. We'll be back momentarily with the next race. Don't go anywhere. Following that crazy debut race from Gold City, we are back with race number 3. Somebody that is now on everybody's radar is going to be Mayfu with the Ogre cap and that good mood as well. Another person that I'm going to be taking a look at is going to be the Techies Agnes Tachyon, who is going to be front running. If Techie is able to claim at the bare minimum 5th place, one thing that we're going to be noting is that EPC advantage, the extra point character advantage. So if they get 5th place, they'll get 1 + 5, and they'll have 6 just from using this character. Now, I will say I'm very happy to see EPCs in each group, whether they perform or not. I am so happy to see them. So we are going to go ahead and get this race going a little bit over the rainbow. We've got Roy D's Ogre Cap coming in as our number 3 favorite. We do have Kalua's Agnes Tachyon coming in as the number 2 favorite. And then as the number 1 favorite right here, we've got Feast the Beast Agnes Tachyon as our number 1 favorite. Now both of those, Kalua's is going to be a front. However, they do not have that A or B aptitude in front, so it may be a little tricky. But Feast the Beast is running as a pace, and we're going to have to take a look at what happens here today. I believe we are at the Hanshin 2400 meter track, where lives have been made and turned into history. This is where everything is the crucial turning point for all of our participants today, which I do want to give a massive shout out to. If you ran in Group A, B, or C, thank you so much for being here. As I always say, I could never do this without y'all. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful people. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for making this event happen on Tuesdays. So as we go ahead and take a look at our racers, one that we always need to make note of is going to be the TM Opera O. We have seen before, she can easily steal the spotlight of the show and make herself known, especially in that number 1 spot. Now, Techies Agnes Tachyon is going to be taking that 1st place, I do believe, and this Tachyon is built for front. They have the A in the aptitude for front, so they are here prepared and ready to go. They need to create as much distance as they possibly can away from the rest of these end closers. Now, as you take a look, we do have some of these racers here. There goes these 2 Tachyons in 1-2. We've got the Top Gun, who's trying to push for 2nd as well. Followed behind them, we've got our pace chasers. We have here right now these Ogre Caps that we see clumping up in that pace chaser. We now have the Air Grooves and the TM Opera O and the gold chip that y'all saw here as well. We're closing in on about the halfway point of the race. Maybe we've already passed it. Nope, there it is right there. And these anchors away are starting to pop off. We have the U = MA² going off for the pace chasers. However, this front Tachyon is going to have their work cut out for them, as they're going to have to continue pushing. The problem that I'm seeing here now is that these gold ships and the Ogre caps are pushing forward, and as we go into this final leg, everybody is about to start going, and they're about to start gunning. They about to start running. The Mayano Top Gun secures the first place just barely by a nose, but now the gold ship on the outer lane says, let me show y'all how it's really done. And as she continues forward down the lane of domination, the only thing that's left behind her is everybody else. However, we do have one Tachyon that is trying to push forward. A gold ship in the middle of the pack is trying to bob and weave her way through, but the gold ship on the outer edge is saying, let me take this first place. I believe that may have been a gold ship too. The big question here today, ladies and gentlemen, is did the EPC grab the top 5? If they did, it won't even matter how these standings go out. So we are looking for Techie to see if they grabbed a top 5 or not. No! They got a 10th place! How? No, not like this! Unfortunate, but I do want to give a massive shout out to Techie for not only creating a Agnes Tachyon EPC, but for also running it. I love seeing these. These are so cool to me. Thank you for running that. Hey, hats off to you. Hats off to you. Coming in our number 5 spot, we've got Kunimitsu's Air Groove. We've got Roy D's Ogre Cap coming in at 4. At 3, we've got Face the Beast, Agnes Tachyon. At number 2, we've got Smash King's Gold Ship. And at number 1, we've got Caden O's Gold Ship as well. GG's, we will be back momentarily with our next race. We are back with our next track. Before we get into it, let's go ahead and take a look at our mid-cup race. We do see our, somewhere over here, above here, we do see our rankings. Coming in at first place, we have Mayfu with the 10 points. We have Caden O with 9 in second. Roy D with 7 in third. Tied for fourth, we have Feast and Pavlova. Now, it is a very close race as far as being able to get into that top 4 to turn around and actually get into that ever coveted Twitch versus YouTube finale. But as we see with our moods here today, we have awfuls a little bit sprinkled in, as well as the bads. Now, Roy D is coming in with the EPU that has now been changed to the Extra Point Uma. I like that a lot better than character. So we've got the EPU Air Groove from Roy D that we will be taking a look at, as that's the only one here today. And I do believe they hit an S on the long, so they are popping off today. Coming in at the number 3 favorite, we do have the Anime McQueen by Feast the Beast. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we do have right here Kalua's Narita Taishin. And then coming in at the number 1 spot, we do have Choko Koniski's Daiwa Scarlet. Now we're going to be here at the Fukushima 2600 meter race. This is going to be that short long, also known as the schlong. Wait a minute, what? That didn't sound right. Anyway, we'll be out here seeing what these racers can do for us today. Will we have somebody actually come out and take a first place? Will it be the EPU, or will it be someone else? This Taishin right here is somebody that we cannot sleep on, because if they awaken like a lion, they'll roar and soar into first place. That is what we are here to see today. Now with that Narita Brian here as well, it's a fight against the Naritas. We love those type of fights. Now it does look like that Anime McQueen had a late start, as she's now surging into that first place fighting against the Daiwa Scarlet. We also have the Same Sky and the Mayono Top Gun, who I would believe are also going to be fighting for that first place position. However, that Anime McQueen, we've even with the late start said, let me go ahead and snag this first place. Following behind them, we do have the Agnes Tachyon and the Narita Brian in that 5-6 position. One thing to note is that the Sleeping Lion, oh, we have two of them. Actually, we've got two Narita Taishins that are going to be here today, and they are in the back, typically where we will normally see them. One thing that is a little bit worrisome for me is, are they creating enough space between those fronts and end closers, or will those end closers be able to say, hey, y'all didn't do enough work, and just destroy their leads that they are attempting to make in the race today? We do have our professors going off. We've got the U equals MA squared going off as well. The anchors away have started, and now the gold ships are going to try to start making their moves. The Anime McQueen is pushing up, and she still held that lead in first place for right now. A good Bofa proc from Smash King with under 1,000 meters left as we're about to head into this final leg of this race. The Tachyon on the outside is going to be a little bit aggressive, and now we see the Narita Taishin on the outer lane. She's already pushing forward. She's made her way, fighting for second, now fighting for first, and now she's already claimed her place in first place. But will anybody else be able to catch up to her? We do see that innate experience going off from the air groove, but she's nowhere to be seen. The Narita Taishin said, y'all are sleeping on me because I'm already going to be moving my way to first place. Will they gas out, or will they keep their lead? It looks like they're going to be more than fine, more than solid. Easy first place to Taishin, second place going to Tachyon. And my problem here is I have no idea if it was the Anime McQueen or the other Taishin because it was so close. Oh man, what an incredible race from these Taishins. I'm telling you, they are always someone to look at. Want to give a massive shout out to Roy D though for running the EPU, the extra point UMA. It's not something that's easy to do. And hey, if you want to find a way to get an easy 3-star, if you run the EPU for the week, it looks like they're handing out free 3 stars. So y'all be on the lookout for that if you're still worried about that. Coming in 5th place, we've got Choco Koniski's Daiwa Scarlet. In 4th, we've got Kaiden's Narita Taishin. In 3rd, we got Feast the Beast Anime McQueen snagging some points. In 2nd, we've got Smash King's Agnes Tachyon. And in 1st place, we've got Kalua's Narita Taishin. GG's will be back with our last and final qualifying race for Community Cup 17. Don't go nowhere. We are back with the last and qualifying race once again on that Niigata 1200 meter dirt. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know how it is. However, look at all of these bad and awful moods. This is crazy. Somebody has to call rigged because we have one great, 2 normals. Everybody else is going to be bad and awful. Now, we don't have any EPUs here, but one thing I do want to make mention is we have Kaiden with 11 points, Meifu with 10, Feast and Smash King with 8, Roy D with 7, and we have 3 people with 5 points. Anybody could turn the tides and take over, getting into that top 4, which would net them the finale run. This is everything on the line, ladies and gents. They're putting their hope, their faith, and their future into this race right here. We turn around and we have the Smart Falcons, the Haru Uraras, a Taigi Shuttle, and 1 Oguri Cap. Now, as we go into this, very soon we'll see who our top 3 favorites are for this track, but just know everything, ladies and gentlemen, is on the line. Right here, close to me, we do have Kunimitsu's Haru Urara as our number 3 favorite. Coming in at the number 2 favorite, we have Choco Koniski's Smart Falcon. And coming in at the number 1 favorite, we do have Roy D's Haru Urara a little bit over here. We're going to have a sea of pink sprinkled in with a little bit of white and green from the Oguri and the Taiki Shuttle, but we're here at the Niigata 1200 meter dirt track that was bought by Cruel. If y'all got a problem with this track, y'all take it up with him. This had nothing to do with me. Those prices will be increasing, so if you want to pick a track, if you want to buy a track, make sure you have the Twitch points to do so. Now, as we go into this race, we're going to be looking for the Smart Falcon, who is going to take first place very early into this race, so that way they can get their unique to proc. And out the gates, we're going to be looking at 4 Smart Falcons trying to get that first place. I don't know which one is which and whose is whose, but as we enter into this, it looks like Feast is going to be the one to get it. Also, Choco Koniski is going to hit a pace up, it looked like, and he's also going to get that unique to proc as well. So we had 2 Smart Falcon uniques procking, but both of them are still fighting each other for this first place. We have another Smart Falcon who's trying to get into the lead, but she's just not going to be able to do so. We've got a couple of heals popping off here. We've got these Professor of Curvatures as well. The Taiki Shuttle is on the outer lane, and she's now shooting for victory. Very solid unique. Great effectiveness as it comes out, and she's going to be able to push forward as long as she doesn't get blocked by the Smart Falcon that's just barely ahead of her. We've got Smart Falcon at 1. Taiki is fighting for second place against another Smart Falcon. We've got the Haru Uraras who are trying to make their way forward to get their trainers into glory. We've got 1, 2 as Smart Falcon, I believe, maybe Taiki Shuttle 3, and then a Haru at 4. I don't know who made 5th place, but that 5th place, every single position matters as we are looking to determine to see who is going to get into that finale. Will somebody be booted out of the top 4, or will somebody hold their spot? Coming in at that number 5 spot, we've got Roy D's Haru Urara. At number 4, we've got Kunimitsu's Haru Urara. At number 3, we've got Smash King's Taiki Shuttle. At number 2, Smash King's Taiki Shuttle coming in at number 3. We've got Feast Smart Falcon coming in at number 2. And at number 1, we've got Pavlova's Smart Falcon, looking like a strong Falcon to me. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how these are going to shape the rankings here today. We're gonna have Roy D, Kunimitsu, Smash King, Feast, and actually Pavlova. Smart Falcon. And now we're gonna see who makes it. We've got Feast at 1. Caden and Smash King tying for 2. And then we have a tie for... Yo! Curious. Now we gotta remake the room. Ah! Actually crazy. We have a tiebreaker for Pavlova and Meifu. Both tying for, technically, 4th place with those 10 points. This, now look, if we take a look at this very quickly, if Meifu would have grabbed this right here, if Meifu would have grabbed that 5th place, she could have, in theory, kicked out Pavlova. But what a clutch run by Pavlova to grab that. GG's. GG's. Ladies and gentlemen, We are here. As y'all can see, these moods are not looking as bad as they could be. We do have Draguin as a YouTuber, Horion as a Twitcher, Smash King as a YouTuber. Smash King, yeah, he's over here. Smart Pavlova, aka Pavlova Top Gun, YouTuber, Laguna Zero, I believe is Twitcher, D'Artagnan, a YouTuber, Feast, a YouTuber, Caden O, a Twitcher, Mayfu, a YouTuber, Butose, a YouTuber, Galga, a Twitcher, and Curiously, also a Twitcher. The biggest thing that we're going to be looking for here today, no bans are going to come out of this. We are just looking for the age-old rivalry of Twitchers versus YouTubers. Who is the king, or I guess technically queen, of the track? Now, one thing to note, this is a random track. The thing that we're going to be looking at is, will we have any gas outs? Will we have any crazy runs? We are going to be looking for our top 3 on the night. Way over in Narnia, we've got Curiously's King Halo coming in as the number 3 favorite. Let's see, coming in right here at the number 2 favorite is going to be Feast the Beast, Sakura Bakshino. And then right next to him, we're going to have Caden's Sakura Bakshino. That is going to be cooking as far as our top 3. Now, one thing before we open up the gates, if you will, that I'm personally very excited for is that it is raining. And y'all already know I love the rain. I love to see the rain be here and actually give that extra addition. You need a little more power. You need a little bit more stamina than normal. So will these racers be able to pull it off? Will they be able to, swim their way if they need to? They got to swim their way to the finale, to the final line. That's something that we're going to have to test here today, and we are going to have to see what happens. And so with that Kyoto 1400 meter turf, this is going to be the longest sprint available. And as we saw, I believe it was, I don't remember whose it was, but somebody had gassed out on the line. And so we're going to be looking to see if we can have the same thing happen here today. Now, as we're going to be taking a look, we do have a Smart Falcon here that is going to be running on the turf. She's going to be wanting to get that first place as soon as possible, but will she be able to? We have a front-running Kernchon randomly out of nowhere. We also have some Sakura Bakushin-Os who are going to be trying their best to pull ahead. Buto says Smart Falcon actually did get to use her unique. However, she is still fighting tooth and nail to keep that first place. We've got everybody's Sakura Bakushin-O who is going to be running here today as the pace chasers. They're trying their best, but they cannot get through the enormous pack of pace chasers. We have the King Halos on the back end with 600 meters left to go in this finale, and they're going to try their best to take home the win for their respective platform. Smart Falcon is still trying to push ahead into first place. 400 meters left to go. Kern-chan threads the needle as she's going to be able to make her way through and do the cooking that she needs to do. Kern-chan holding strong into first place. King Halo's trying to catch up, but nobody is even going to come close to getting near this Kern-chan. GG's. GG's, ladies and gents. I have no idea who wins this. I have no idea. However, we do know that Curious is going to grab that second place spot. But what are we going to do here? We have Feast the Beast, a YouTuber, Laguna Zero, a Twitcher, Pavlova, a YouTuber, Mayfu, a YouTuber, Horion, a Twitcher, Caden, a Twitcher, Draguin is a YouTuber for this month, Butose, a YouTuber, D'Artagnan, a YouTuber, We know Curiously is a Twitcher. He did get second place. So, who will be there for first and third? Will it be a YouTuber or will it be a Twitcher? Will it be two of the same platform? Oh! Smash King! Smash King said, yo, this is the land of the YouTubers. He said season 2? More like season, y'all gonna be in second place, Twitchers. He said, get that out of here. Smash King coming in and grabbing the dub for the YouTubers. GG's. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for participating. As I always say, I could never do this without y'all. This is streamed twitch.tv/Tuglow and LOL Tuglow OP. If you're catching the video or watching the VOD, thank y'all for being here. Hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did. We will be running these much earlier than we did tonight. I'll be sure to make more announcements about it. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Catch y'all in the next Community Cup. Peace.